Welcome to episode 214 of Build Your House Yourself University by BYHYU. I'm your host and fellow student, Michelle Nelson, and together we'll learn the basics of home design and construction and demystify the building process so we can become informed consumers and build quality dream homes with or without a general contractor. At the end of August, I released episode 212, where we talked about what features to choose if you want a quieter garage door. In that show, we focused mainly on the garage door opener, track, and apparatus. This week, we'll focus on the outer shell of the garage door, the material the door is made of, and how that material will affect the door's look, price, durability, and level of maintenance. Before we get into that, though, let's do a pop quiz based on the information from episode 212. Here's the question. Which door apparatus would give you a quieter garage door? A belt drive garage door opener, nylon rollers with ball bearings, and an opener with a DC motor. That's option A. Or B, a chain drive opener with metal rollers and an AC motor. Which one would be quieter? The answer is A. For the quietest operation, you need a belt drive opener, nylon rollers with ball bearings, and a DC motor. How'd you do? Okay, let's move on to this week's mini lesson. There are 5 main types of materials that are used to make most garage doors on the market: steel, wood, fiberglass, aluminum and glass, and vinyl. Let's start by talking about steel, the most popular garage door material. Steel is the most used material for residential and commercial garage doors, and for good reason. Steel doors are reasonably priced, durable, low maintenance, and available in dozens of styles. Steel can be painted, and it's available in textures that mimic wood. Steel doors are stronger than most other garage door materials. One of the most important things to consider when selecting a steel garage door is the gauge. Gauge is the measurement of the thickness of the steel. The lower the gauge number, the thicker the steel, and the more resistant the door will be to dents. Look for a steel door that has a gauge of 24 or lower. A good quality steel door is likely to last as long as the home. Avoid doors that are labeled nominal gauge. Those higher gauge steel doors won't give you the lasting durability. In addition to being strong, steel doors are low maintenance. Pre-painted steel doors require little more than an annual spray with the garden hose to keep them looking new. Typically, the only reason to repaint a steel door is if you want a change in color. A steel door is a sustainable option since it can be made of recycled materials and can be recycled itself at the end of its life. One disadvantage of using a steel garage door is that the door can dent if it's hit hard enough. Rusting is another problem that can occur if the door is not properly maintained by keeping it clean, or if the surface paint is scratched. But steel doors can be covered with a protective coating to help prevent rust. Single steel doors average about $800. Now, keep in mind, the prices that I'm giving you today can vary considerably depending on where you live and the features you choose. I'm giving you the average prices for single doors. You can find many doors above and below those average prices, and you'll obviously pay more for double garage doors or doors with more features. Next on our list is wood. Although many non-wood garage door materials are manufactured to look like wood, for some homeowners, only real, genuine wood will do. From the early 50s through the mid-80s, wood garage doors were most common. While real, natural wood garage doors are beautiful and warm, they're also expensive. Wood is, in general, the most expensive garage door option, averaging around $2,000. But realize that custom doors and wood doors made of more expensive wood species can cost several thousands of dollars more. In addition to being expensive, another disadvantage of wood is that it's high maintenance. Wood doors need to be repainted or stained every 1 to 3 years. Otherwise, sunlight and moisture can cause damage and fading. The more sun and rain the wood door is exposed to, the more often you'll have to paint or stain it. Wood is also susceptible to wood rot and termite damage in certain regions. In addition, wood doors can be damaged by fire. Another concern is weight. Wooden doors are heavy and can be difficult to manage without a garage door opener. That extra weight can put significant strain on a garage door opener that's not made for heavy loads. Despite those drawbacks, wood doors are resilient when it comes to physical damage. Wood doors can take more abuse and are more resistant to dings and dents than most other doors. As far as energy efficiency goes, wood is naturally a fairly good insulator, and many wood doors can have insulation added to them to make them even more efficient. Next, let's talk about fiberglass. Fiberglass garage doors are typically made of a steel core with a fiberglass overlay or skin. Fiberglass is corrosion and termite resistant. It also holds up well in climates with temperature extremes, since fiberglass doesn't expand or contract with temperature changes. Fiberglass also resists the effects of corrosion due to moisture and salt exposure. This makes it an excellent rust-resistant choice for oceanfront properties and cold areas where road salt is used. Fiberglass doors can come pre-finished in many colors and stains. Alternatively, you can choose an unfinished version, which will allow you to stain or paint the door in whatever color you want. Fiberglass doors come in smooth or wood grain textures. Because fiberglass doors are relatively lightweight, they're a good choice for homeowners looking for a manual rather than an automated door opener. The lightweight nature of fiberglass doors makes them easy to install and easy on the garage door opener and track, so the opener and track are likely to last longer. There are 3 main types of fiberglass doors on the market: single layer, double layer, and triple layer. Single layer fiberglass garage doors have 1 layer of fiberglass affixed to a steel or aluminum frame, which holds the fiberglass panels in place. A double layer fiberglass door features insulation between 2 layers of fiberglass. The insulation helps increase the energy efficiency of the door and adds strength and reduces the amount of outside noise transfer. With a triple layer fiberglass door, there's insulation between each layer of fiberglass. This is the most energy efficient and strongest type of fiberglass garage door. Because it's considered the premium fiberglass door, it's also the most expensive. Not only do you get extra energy efficiency and quietness with double or triple layer fiberglass doors, but you'll also have the advantage of saving money on repairs if they're ever required. That's because when one panel of a multi-layer fiberglass garage door is damaged, that damaged panel can be taken out, and only that one panel would need to be replaced instead of having to remove and replace the entire garage door. Now, with regard to maintenance, different sources say different things. Some say that fiberglass doors should be resealed with a clear coat every 1 to 3 years to prevent fading. Other sites, though, say that fiberglass garage doors require no special maintenance such as sealing or painting. I'm sure it depends on the manufacturer of the door, so if you want to avoid regular maintenance, make sure you check the manufacturer's maintenance recommendations before making a purchase. And although fiberglass doors can ding and dent, small dents and dings can be less obvious on fiberglass doors as compared to dings and dents on steel or aluminum doors. Fiberglass doors are a popular choice due to their low cost and range of style options, but there are some disadvantages of selecting a fiberglass garage door. The panels can be damaged by high winds, and common accidents, such as being hit by a ball or getting bumped by the bumper of a car, can cause denting. White or light-colored fiberglass garage doors may turn yellow as they age. The panels may also fade when exposed to sunlight over many years. In periods of extremely cold weather, the panels of fiberglass may crack. And finally, when standing close to a wood-look fiberglass door, it's fairly easy to tell that it's not real wood. Fiberglass garage doors are moderately priced, less expensive than wood, but more expensive than steel. Fiberglass doors average $1,500. Next, aluminum and glass. Although occasionally you'll find a garage door made entirely of aluminum, most aluminum doors have an aluminum frame and glass panels. Aluminum and glass garage doors are a popular choice for contemporary and transitional homes. These doors have recently grown in popularity, mostly because they look so great. Aluminum and glass are reasonably strong and durable, but they're much lighter than steel and wood doors. The lightweight nature of an aluminum frame makes it easy to install and gives the entire garage apparatus greater longevity because it puts less strain on the springs and tracks. Aluminum and glass are also naturally resistant to rust and corrosion. This is especially helpful if you live in a coastal area with moist, salt air, or in areas that use salt on roads in the winter. When you think of glass doors, you might assume they're fragile, but that isn't the case with glass garage door panels. Today's glass garage door panels are made to stand up to strong winds and flying debris. Most glass garage door panels are made from tempered glass that comes in a handful of tints. You can also upgrade to insulated glass for even greater energy efficiency. Glass garage doors are one of the easiest doors to maintain. Maintaining the door is as simple as grabbing some glass cleaner and a soft cloth and polishing whenever it gets dirty. With glass garage doors, you have the benefit of natural light in the garage if you choose panels that have a light tint. Aluminum and glass doors are also sustainable because the aluminum frame can be made from recycled materials and can be recycled itself if you ever need to buy a new door. One of the drawbacks of a glass and aluminum garage door is the lack of color options and styles. They usually come in neutral colors and just a few contemporary styles. Another disadvantage is that the aluminum frame is softer than steel and less resistant to hits and bumps. A good hit with a kid's ball, hail, or a bump with a car can dent the metal. It'll take a specialist to fix the dents, so you'll either have to spend a good amount of money for repairs or live with the dents for the life of the door. Aluminum and glass doors average around $1,800. An all-aluminum door is much less expensive at about $800 on average. Last on our list is vinyl. Vinyl doors have been out for around 20 years, but because of major problems associated with them, many installers and manufacturers have stopped selling them. Vinyl is much more elastic than most other garage door materials, and the vinyl can expand in warm temperatures and shrink in cold temperatures. If you live in an area with variable temperatures in all 4 seasons, you should never really consider a vinyl door because over time the door will warp and develop holes. You should only consider a vinyl door if you live in an area where it's constantly warm and the weather changes are uncommon. Expect to pay about $1,000 on average for a vinyl door. All right, so those were the garage door materials. Let's talk briefly now about garage door insulation and bracing. Garage door insulation is just as valuable as anywhere else in the home. Just like with wall insulation, the garage door's capacity to resist heat flow into and out of the garage space is expressed as R value. The higher the R value, the more energy efficient the door. But insulation can also help the door operate more quietly and reduce outside noise. There are 2 types of garage door insulation: polystyrene and foamed in place polyurethane. Polystyrene comes in sheets like styrofoam. Those sheets of insulation fit between the front and back panels of the garage door. But the sheets don't fill the entire cavity between the panels. So although polystyrene sheets are good insulation, they're usually not as good as foamed in place polyurethane insulation. Polyurethane insulation is foamed in place during the manufacturing process. The foam fills the entire cavity between the front and back panels of the garage door. A polyurethane insulated door might look thinner than a polystyrene door, but the polyurethane insulated door will have a higher R value. Garage doors with polyurethane are better insulated, stronger, and quieter than uninsulated doors or doors insulated with polystyrene. Adding insulation to your garage door will add several $100s to the cost of your door. And of course, the greater the R value, the greater the cost. Now, if you live on a hilltop or a storm-prone area that gets high winds, consider adding horizontal bracing and heavy-duty rollers to your garage doors. Garage doors are one of the most vulnerable areas of a house during high winds. A quality kit will run you a few $100s per door. Bracing kits can often be purchased from the garage door manufacturer or at a big box store. In wind-prone areas, it's recommended that garage doors should be braced to withstand wind speeds up to 180 miles per hour. Okay, that's it. But before we go, let's do a couple of quiz questions. Question number 1. What type of garage door is generally the most expensive? A. Steel. B. Wood. C. Fiberglass. D. Aluminum and glass. Or E. Vinyl. The answer is B. Wood. Wood doors vary in price, but average around $2,000 and can go up significantly with custom options and expensive wood species. Steel doors are generally the least expensive type of door. And question number 2. Which of the garage doors are susceptible to dents? A. Aluminum. B. Steel. C. Fiberglass. Or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. How'd you do? Well, I hope you learned as much as I did. That's all we have for this week. And I hope you'll join me again next time for another episode of Build Your House Yourself University by BYHYU. Please remember that the purpose of this podcast is simply to educate and inform. It's not a substitute for professional advice. The information that you hear is based only on the opinions, research, and experiences of my guests and myself. That information might be incomplete, it's subject to change, and it may not apply to your project. In addition, building codes and requirements vary from region to region, so always consult a professional about specific recommendations for your home.